Want to know how I manifested my move to Houston? Stay tuned. Happy Friday, you guys. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Fridays with Tiff on my channel, Adulting with Tiffney Necole, where I'm trying to stay afloat in this thing we call life. Today, we will be discussing how I manifested my move to Houston, Texas. So it all started out in 2017. I'm in the Carolinas. I was depressed. My funds were tight. I was bored with my career. I wanted more out of life. I saw other mental health professionals and social workers in other states out here getting it. I wasn't living that life. They were enjoying their fruits of their labor. And I was like, sis, tell me what you're doing that I'm not doing. Because I'm not feeling it. I'm not living my best life yet. So my finances were very tight. I think I was probably making like maybe $50,000. And I wanted to travel. I could not afford to travel, and that was really big for me. So by then, I knew that I didn't want to be a therapist, but I wanted to focus on the medical side of social work, the healthcare side. At the time, I had seen therapists and like social workers making in other states like 6 figures, and I was like, what am I not doing? Like, what am I not doing? Seriously. That's where my hunger to want more began. Seeing, young black professionals up and coming, Texas. It was just that. And so, the time, I had so much fear, and I was a worrier. I got it from my grandma. Oh my gosh. God bless the dead. So, I worried about, oh my gosh, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. How can I afford to move? And at the time, I had some health issues. So at the time, I could not drive long distances due to anxiety. Texas was like, 15 hours? How are you going to get there, sis? This was upsetting me and my homegirls, okay? So those were my thoughts in 2017. 2018, my mindset changed. I was so tired of living in fear and worry that I wanted to be free. I wanted to feel free. And so the first thing that I did was I betted on myself. I believed in myself. I learned to take risks. I had to believe in myself that I could do anything I put my mind to do it, right? I said to myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? I get to these states and I come back to the Carolinas. I know people. I have family here. I have friends here. I can always move back, right? What's the worst thing that can happen? There were so many positives and negatives. So I said, well, let me try this. The second thing that I did was I increased my faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So we had this wonderful pastor by the name of Pastor Mike Ty out of Oklahoma. So 2019, I believe it was, he came out with this series called Crazy Faith. He actually now has a book called Crazy Faith. It's based on his sermon, right? Plug in here. And so, at the time, I watched the whole series of Crazy Faith, which definitely changed my life. And then I think it basically is the definition of crazy faith. It is thoughts and actions that lack reason, but trusting fully in what you cannot explicitly prove. Pastor Mike Todd talked about faith as the foundation. He also talked about, he had a faith formula. Basically believing in something plus trusting God that it will happen, which is faith. And he basically, told us to surrender to God all of our fears and worries and let him have it. And as you know, having total faith that God will do things is not as easy. It's not an overnight thing. So you constantly have to surrender yourself, your worries to God. And he talks about the different levels of having faith. You know, you're gonna have baby faith, wavy faith, maybe faith, and like there's a whole series on having crazy faith. Awesome. So Mike Todd has this saying that he says throughout the Crazy Faith series, and I have it over here. It says, what's crazy in one season will be counted as faith in another if it's ordained by God. The third thing that I did to manifest my move to Houston, I created my vision board. I did not do all these things in the order that I have them, but these are the top things that I've done. So one thing that I saw or read in the Crazy Faith series, Mike Todd says, crazy faith, it doesn't matter what it looks like to others. God has only given you the vision, right? So it's important to focus on your vision. Really think about what God's trying to tell you. Think about like what he's putting into your spirit to let you know, like, hey, you need to focus on that. And so your vision board is very, very important to you manifesting what you really want. So I have been doing vision boards for, at the time, probably like 3 years. I have manifested a lot in my years, but moving to Houston by myself was the biggest thing I've ever done. I typically create vision boards, you know, with just a board. As far as like coming up with images, I use Google Images. Anything that I have that comes to my mind that I want to like have a vision for, I go to Google Images, my friend, and I copy them, put them on Word document, cut the pictures out, and I put them on my board. Now, when it comes to seeing it, I typically take a picture of my vision board, and I also put it somewhere in my, you know, sacred place. If it's your bedroom, if you have like a prayer area, a spiritual, you know, area, definitely put it those places. Do not allow other people to see your vision, because they may feel some type of way that you're dreaming bigger. Okay. On your vision board, put what your heart desires. Put what visions God has given you. Do not be afraid to put like huge things on your vision board. It can come to pass. If you really believe, it will come to pass. Okay? So don't be like, oh, I've seen somebody else do it. That's just not in me. It's not in you because you ain't believing. The fourth thing I did was I said positive affirmations daily. And that is something that definitely helped me out and manifested my move to Houston. Affirmations, I'm going to give you the definition. It is positive statements that we say about ourselves and about our vision to help us overcome negative energy and self-sabotage. With my affirmations, I was very specific. I had a goal of moving to Houston by 2019, by the end of 2019, and I think one of my affirmation was, I will be moving to Houston in 2019. I think I even said what month I wanted to move, but I was very positive. I said I will be working at whatever job or company I wanted to work for. I was very specific. I said it out loud, maybe at least once or twice a day, sometimes 3 times. What I did was I typed up my affirmations. I had them in my phone. I put affirmations under my keyboard, because at work, you know, people be trying to test you. You know, I will be moving to Houston. I will, you know, whatever. And so that was really big for me. I think I put one in my Bible. I had it on my phone, and then I had it at work. So definitely make sure you have your affirmations with you at all times, because you never know when the negative energy will try to attack you. Okay. Along with my affirmations, I actually meditated. I meditated every morning before I went to work because I know that I was not in a happy place. I really did not like going to work, and so I meditated before work, and I even started working out in the mornings to keep my mind right so that I can focus on getting through the day. Meditation was really good because I actually used a meditation on YouTube, and it was like a 5 or 10 minute morning meditation which has a lot of affirmations in it, and so I used that to jumpstart my day. I also, on my calendar, was very specific. So in advance, I put in my phone calendar when I wanted to move, the week I wanted to move or wanted to start my new job, and I also put when I wanted to put my 2 weeks notice in. And I went ahead, I think it was like a few months in advance, I wrote my 2 weeks notice, saved it, put it in Word. So when it's time, change the date, sign it, and I was gonna send it to my boss and say, deuces. And that was very important. I have never done that in advance before. So the next thing was I had to put in some work. You can't just be praying and having faith and not putting in your work, because faith without works is dead. Okay, so I did some research about what hospitals I wanted to work at. I did some research just in general about what social workers can do in the area of Houston. And then I also did research about salary. I went on LinkedIn, networking with people. I applied to jobs. I studied, prepared for interviews. I took a case management certification because I was like, I'm competing with a lot of people in Houston, and I did not want to have the bare minimum. So like, I upped my game. I sure did. When it comes to putting in work, I did go visit Houston first, or throughout the process, and everything started, all the dots started connecting, right? So crazy thing happened. Met a lady on LinkedIn who worked at one of the hospitals. I was able to tour the hospital and meet her in person. She didn't know me from a can of paint, and now she's like my mentor, right? That's number one. Number two, when I went to Houston, previously before I went to Houston, I watched an interview with Devon Steele. This is Devon Steele. He had a daughter, Leah, that had cancer. We seen the picture of the young lady who's I think she was 6 or 7 or 8. She had cancer, and I was plastered all over social media a few years ago. And I watched his interview about his book. He talked about a lot of that. He talked about his relationship and working in the NFL, and how he overcame all his obstacles at that time. He talked about how he overcame obstacles in his life in this book, right? So I saw the interview a few weeks before I came to Houston. I was like, that's a really good story, right? Went to Houston, walked right into him. I freaked out. I started freaking out. And the crazy thing about it is, he signed my book. I met Leah. I met his wife as well. I think she was pregnant with their first child together. Then, I said, I told him I'm a social worker. He was like, really? Where do you want to work? And I was like, what? He was like, where do you want to work? We have connects at different hospitals. Let me know. His director of his foundation gave me her business card. She was like, let us know if we can help you. And I'm like, really? I was freaking out. Then everybody in Houston was very, very friendly and nice. And that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a city where I can feel at home, yet I'm far away from home, and that I can network with people and be, successful. The last thing that I did to to manifest my move to Houston was I had straight tunnel vision. Like that, I had not been so focused in my life than during this period. Like, it was the best time. So in that period, I studied for my case management certification. I said no to my friends, which was very, very, very hard. I did not do anything that fell in line, that did not fall in line with my vision, right? So I hid out for months. I studied for my certification. I said no to going out with friends because I was trying to save up money to move. I did so much just to stay focused. And like, I wouldn't even plan things for like the future with my friends. Like, we went to New York in May, I think, and I told my friends, I was like, all right, now after May, I'm gonna be focused. I'm gonna be on tunnel vision. Like, this will be my last trip with y'all before I move to Houston. Like, I kept saying all of that because I wanted to make sure that I put it out there to the universe. Like, look, I'm moving to Houston, okay? Now that my friends look at me all crazy, they sure did. They were like, this chick is crazy. Like, she's saying no to all this stuff. She don't want to hang out with me. But it takes real friends to understand that you have goals and you have a vision and you really want to accomplish those things. So definitely let your friends know, the ones that are like you really close to, just to let them know, look, look, this is what I'm doing. Don't take it to heart. I love you, but this is, you'll see later, okay? You'll see later, sis, okay? One tip I have is do not share your vision with everybody. Some people cannot handle manifestation. They cannot handle you speaking, saying, visualizing what you want in life. Like, they don't have the faith to do that. And you don't want to share that with everybody because their negative energy can impact you manifesting, what you want. If you're around negative energy, it may delay you. You know what I'm saying? It may make you feel some type of way because, and then you can't vibrate high because of the negative energy. You need to always focus on elevating your vibrations throughout the process because it means you're going to get better at manifesting what you want in life. One thing I did not talk about was confirmations from God. I would see a lot of angel numbers like 333, 222, 1111, like 444, like all the time. And it was just like, stay positive, you're almost there, all these positive things. And I was like, okay. And then like when I visited Houston and like saw everything start to connect, I was like, oh yeah, we got this, sis. In general, with everything that happened, my friends around me could not believe that I manifested my move that quickly, and I got the salary, I got a great opportunity, I had the money to move. It all worked out to where my sister like helped me move. Like I sold my stuff or put a lot of things to gave a lot of to charity. I gave some of my friends my furniture because I was like, I'm gonna start all over. And when it came to driving, that was my last fear, was driving. I had this anxiety, like I told you, but look, I was just like, who cares? I'm gonna take my magnesium, I'm gonna take my anxiety like stuff, and we're gonna make this work. And my sister actually drove halfway with me. Now, it wasn't hard. It was. But I got to Houston, and here I am 2 years later. If I can manifest it, and I had all those fears in the beginning, you can do it too. Now I'm making more money. Now I'm smiling. My friends are like, sis, you glowing. And I'm like, I ain't even got no man right now, and I'm still glowing. That means I'm living the good life, okay? But anyways, that is how I manifest. So I did this at the end of the video instead of the beginning. So I want to know, where are you guys? Are you staying on top? Are you floating on top of life? Are you drowning in life? Do I need to throw you a buoy, sis? Do I need to come save you? Let me know where you are this week in regards to your feelings, your thoughts. Like, where are you this week? And let me know if you are having crazy faith, or you need crazy faith. You want to manifest something, but you don't know how. Take the steps that I put in this video, because it is life changing, okay? This week, I'm floating on top of life. This is my birthday month, sis. I went back to Charlotte to see some of my friends that I left in Charlotte 2 years ago, and I was happy to see them because I missed them. And I am going to Vegas tomorrow, so I'm trying to get all these videos out the way so I can have me some fun, okay?